Hey folks, my name is Pravus, and welcome to more New Cycle, the post-apocalyptic diesel punk city builder of my dreams. This video is still sponsored by Daedalic Entertainment, and of course a very big thank you to them for that. If you'd like to learn more about the game and its release, which is happening tomorrow on January 18th, you can find a link in the description down below. Now, where did we leave off last time? Well, we've established a very basic fledgling colony called New Bygone, and we recently reached Cycle 3, which has opened up a lot of different resources I still haven't taken advantage of. We're working towards Cycle 4, but there's a ways to go there as far as our population. If you are curious about the longevity of this game, by the way, it does go all the way up to Cycle 8. And from the previews I have seen via the trailers and other such screenshots, everything you're seeing right now, this is extremely primitive by comparison. We're monkeys banging rocks over here. At some point, once we get some really awesome diesel punk tech, this is all going to be extremely obsolete, but that's fine. Let's go to our research. What do we want to do next? Well, I can't place down the tailor until I get some bricks. Need to get this up and running. Mine surveying also takes bricks. Surveillance. We could possibly go ahead and do some scouting. Yeah, let's go ahead and research this. I think this would be worthwhile, taking a bunch of the paper we have been producing, but none of the craftsmen, just the paper and such, and we'll be able to use that to find out what else is going on in the world around us. More on that later. Over here in the pit I just dug, let's go ahead and produce some clay, and I really need to find a way to send some extra people over here. Let's start with 5. That's probably fine, and we're going to need to get ourselves a kiln as well, so I'll place one over here, for example. And we're actually getting really close to capped out on things like some mushrooms and meals and stuff. We may have to pull back. We're also completely out of stone and iron over here, I just noticed. If the devs are willing to consider a little bit of feedback, a small little pop-up saying, hey, you have people assigned to a resource that's been depleted, would actually be kind of useful to me, but we'll check on that later. We need to get ourselves another one of these field camps then, maybe 2 of them. There's some iron over here, which I think is definitely worth picking up. So let's go ahead and start moving our people over there. What about here? No trees, no stone, no iron. So this entire thing here actually can go away. Kiln should be going up in just a moment. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and produce some bricks. And I got, let's say, 3 people I can apply here, though it looks like we're going to need a fair bit more power. Gosh, you really do get kind of power hungry in this game, don't you? All right, that means more windmills. And there's the Scout Guild. We'll go ahead and get some utilities. Where can I place this? Can I fit it here if I try? The answer appears to actually be yes. Perfect. There we go. Built. All right, so we need to get a scout team. Number 1 and 2. What do these require? I have no idea. Let's just go ahead and build one. It did not take any of my population to do this. Maybe it takes some resources? I don't know. We've got both. All right, never mind. Yeah, fine, cool. We've got 2 scout teams. Awesome. Let's go ahead and take a look at the world map right here. So we've never looked at this yet, but you can see New Bygone over here, and there are some adjacent territories, the Highlands and the Valley. If I were to click over here, we can see it'll take 8 days to explore to the Highlands. Let's go ahead and send one of our scouts, and the other to the Valley. It'll take 7 days to go over there. Boom. I can't zoom out any further, but if we really scroll around, you can see that this map is fairly extensive, and there are going to be a number of adjacent territories like we're finding over here. The point of these is that you can set down some outposts that would be able to gather up some resources that you may have run out of on your main map. So, for example, wood, stone, etc., I imagine, and then you would transport that back to your city, primarily using railway routes, which we do not have yet, and that is a much later game project. We're way too early for that, but you can imagine having some custom giant train yards, right, dropping off huge amounts of resources could be pretty awesome to fire up the industry. Anyway, what else do we want to do? Let's go ahead and get ourselves a tailor. I've been trying to get some dang production for our clothing up for a while. We'll go ahead and place one over there. It's going to take some bricks, but we are producing a few, so that's fine. Perfect. Let's go ahead and start producing clothes. We can only use 1 craftsman for this. I was kind of expecting more. So basic workers are still needed, but you can use a craftsman to really boost up that efficiency. All right, let's pull back a little bit on the clay and the bricks and go ahead and toss some folks over here. 22 clothes per day is not a lot yet, but it's fine. We can start using up my capped out supply of leather. And I'm pretty sure if we go back over here, we're going to be able to see, yes, I can start distributing some clothes. So how much do we produce a day? 22? No problem. Let's go ahead and distribute like 7. Get that morale nice and high. What about the craftsmen? Oh, they've got like terrible meals and stuff. Hold on. Let's go ahead and make them a lot happier too. And I'll go ahead and research the mine surveying next. It's going to cost me some of my precious bricks, but that's fine. We're sitting on an absolute ton of paper, like an absolute ton, so that's great. I should probably go ahead and swap one of these back over to producing lumber, since I do seem to be running out of that now, but we got a pretty big boost. Once that's done, I'm not sure what's going to happen next with some of these. I imagine they become available. It's all part of Cycle 4. Oh, okay. See, I didn't see that there would be like a line here, so I thought Cycle 3 was just continuing, but this is all Cycle 4 stuff. So if I want to get to like upgraded housing and stuff, we've got to get ourselves up to 90 population. All right, that's going to take a little while. Some children are being born. We got like 3 more this year. I think we had more earlier and stuff. That's great. Some travelers are approaching. Crafts and dedication. We've accumulated a massive pool of know-how. It remains largely undirected and unrealized. I agree with this, and I would like to use more of it, but alas, I'm being kind of stymied by your lack of babies! Let's see, we should begin training craftsmen as soon as we can. Already done. The new world calls for new training systems. Okay, they train faster, and the resources will lead to poor quality production, more accidents, and faster wear and tear. Well, that seems terrible. Let's go for the future built by competent hands. More rigorous training, it'll take longer. That's fine. They're slower and safer. This does reduce the workforce for the craftsman class. Reduced probability of work accidents. Training time resource requirements are doubled. Yeah, okay. But more efficiency. I think that is worth it, especially since it's already a very precious resource for us to have any craftsmen anyway. When you have very little population, you want to squeeze as much out of them as possible. Scouts have arrived at their location. Let's take a look at the valley. Oh, how beautiful. Why didn't we settle here? A large area that looks empty and untouched except for a few ruins of buildings from long ago. Possible that we can find logs, meat, and water. Even if we don't find useful resources, we can build a watchtower to increase our awareness of our surroundings. I think there's also going to be ways of trying to encourage more immigration, because we can find people who are wandering all over the world and say, hey, there's this wonderful place called New Bygone, and you should get over there. Uncharted territory in the Highlands. Find some logs, some iron ore, some meat, and some water. Perfect. And again, watchtowers are good. Nice. So let's go ahead and take a bunch of our extra workers and assign them to other things like the tailor and so on. I kind of wish that we could send some extra craftsmen to buildings like, let's say, the smith and make it more effective. That would be kind of cool, but oh well. Let's send some more people over here to the pits. And we're kind of capped out on food and stuff, so there's really not much to do over there. We're looking really good across the board. Well, we could actually try going for some kale. Ugh, disgusting. All right, well, there's a lot of fertility over here because we've opened up another map layer, the fertility layer. So if I were to place off over in this direction, we can kind of see what we're working with. It looks like generally this area is the most fertile of them all. So we probably should go ahead and try placing in this general area. Let's see, what else can we do? The game really wants me to place down a basic mine. Well, there's a lot of... Ooh, hang on. This is a little bit different from the pits. Okay, so I can actually see that there are some sort of ore veins over here. Gotcha. Okay. So I probably want to be placing it in an area where we can access as many of these mystery nodes as possible. So we don't know what the resource is we're going to be extracting. Is that how this works? I don't know. We're going to find out. Merchants. Now, I don't think I showed this in the last video, but we have had merchants occasionally coming from outside of the map. And we can begin some trades with them. Looks like this guy's going to sell us mostly tools, ingots, ore, and so on. He'd be interested in some of my clothing and meats and stuff. You know, I may have a little bit more meat than I really know what to do with. Is it possible to say how much I want to sell? Shift-click does in stacks. Got it. All right, so let's say, like, I don't know, 60 meat. And then you give me just, like, some basic iron ore or something. Would this be all right? Yeah, it looks like a classic barter system where you can kind of have like a positive or negative reaction to your offer. So if it's fair, which is what we're doing now, that's fine. Yeah, I could use a little bit of extra ore. That's fine. Cool. Thank you. And the mine is up and a-running. Okay, so we can explore for some iron, some copper, and some coal. So the thing is, I still don't really know what I want to do with those. I have no immediate use for things like copper or coal and so on. It's not until we get to Cycle 4 that this is going to be valuable and I can start smelting this in some way. So I'm going to ignore this for now and we'll just leave it unmanned, but we know it's there if we need it. Let's go back to the world map. Can we actually explore a bit more? Oh my. Yep, once you've discovered a basic zone over here, it looks like there's a fair bit more we can explore. Nice. Okay, yeah, let's have a look around. So this guy arrives in this province, and we find nothing worthwhile. Okay, so not everything is going to be a winner. Fair enough. What can I do here in the valley? Can I actually do something here? Structures, watchtower, build. I need a couple of workers, and then I don't know what this resource is. Yeah, we haven't figured this out yet. But I'm guessing at some point we're going to have some sort of special rations for people who are far away so they can't have fresh food. And we would need to be producing enough of that to maintain all of our outposts. Okay, that could be kind of cool. I wonder if there are going to be other, like, cities and factions on the world map somewhere. Honestly, there's so much about this game I still do not know. I'm very curious. I would not be a little bit surprised if there are other forces at work. I'm curious, is there any information about how to improve, like, our birth rate? There is an encyclopedia for the game, which is obviously very, very helpful. Conveyor belts. Oh my gosh, this is going to turn into Factorio. Let's see. Efficiency, workforce, morale. Can we see any information about how we get more births? No, it doesn't look like that is the case. I'm willing to bet that the higher your health and your morale is, the more people are willing to have births. So the more we could probably boost that, the better. If I distribute a lot of extra tools and stuff and clothes, I think we actually might be able to barely hit the morale threshold to get to good morale, which would get me even more resources, I think. And we're doing so well on food, we could just go for extra for right now. That should make people super happy, right? Let's do this to just kind of boost up our health. That's got to be good. Mutualism, alternative companions. Looks like we're going to have some sort of a new policy or regulation. Animals were close friends to our ancestors. All right, when the civilization ended, they were the first to be abandoned, and eventually we used them as meat. Still, maybe we could try to shelter every living thing with pets. Tamed animals, rations needed goes up by 20%. That is a lot. But 7 more morale is pretty good, and pest infestation chance is reduced. Yeah, I think this is probably worth it. Sure, it's going to cost me a lot of extra food, and that is concerning. But it also insulates us from a lot of problems, and remember, more morale just means more efficiency for everyone. Also, we can restructure. Looks like we're resembling a village. We're not a group of wanderers looking to scrape by. Do we want to have a new working schedule? 1 day off per 9 days of work. Oh boy, this is going to reduce the amount of work we get significantly. And 7% more knowledge does not actually sound enticing to me. 5 morale is good, but it's not going to make up for the 15 workforce reduction. People will not be happy, but I accept this for now at least. What does this do? Minus 10 morale? Totally fine. Totally fine. You're still at 100. We're good. I'm getting a lot of events all of a sudden. A request for betterment. Bigger portions. Really? Our portions are not filling enough. You sure? All right, our foundations are strong enough to call ourselves permanent settlements. We want more stuff. All right, new regulation. Permanent effect. Ration sizes per capita increase by 30% for each distribution level. A more humane life. And then people may resort to underhanded methods if we reject them. Really? So basically, this isn't the thing where I'm going to gain any particular benefit. This is people just saying, hey, life is better. Shouldn't we be eating more? Their expectations are rising. I accept the challenge of this. All right? I wasn't willing to let them work less hours, but all right, I'm willing to accept the challenge that they're going to demand more food. What does this ultimately do for us, though? So now even at regular, we need 73 meals per day. I mean, I think we're producing more than enough, honestly, between all of these. Yeah, more than enough between both of these. We are still stocking up so much. But still, the point remains. This is only going to get harder and harder from here. So what is hurting my ability to get additional immigrants at this point? Attraction is actually starting to grow. It was very low before. Now it's heading toward regular. Workforce conditions, healthcare is still one of the big drags for right now. But I don't think we're going to get a way of dealing with that for at least a little bit longer. Crop rotation, expansion, switches, circuitry, etc. I don't know. I mean, it does seem like there's got to be something else we can do. Workforce condition, we can have people work less hours. That would be a thing. And then just generally better food and water distribution would make everyone feel a lot healthier. All right, out of curiosity, I don't plan on keeping it this way, but we're going to go ahead and pull back a little bit on the workforce. Morale skyrockets. We're going to give out extra food and extra water. This is going to boost up health and fix that problem, yes. but I want to see what the damage is because I'm pretty sure we're about to really plummet a lot of our production. Yeah, all of a sudden we are consuming more food than I'm producing, which was saying something before. We were producing a lot. All right, water consumption is now way too high. Not really worried about things like clothes and stuff, but yeah, we're producing less too. So that's the big thing. It's not only that we are consuming a lot, we're producing less. And all of a sudden, we're now in the negative. Huh. And this is with the extra morale boost, by the way. So that's not going to last forever. Still, morale is exceptionally high right now. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think that this is the right way to go, but let's take a look at health and see how that's looking. Health has improved just a little bit, it looks like. I can see the workforce condition and so on, so this is better. And attraction has actually jumped up. Mainly because, yeah, food, water, and workforce, all of which do impact attraction. So tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and say that we want to go back toward our previous workforce. I think that was still the right way to go. But as long as we can distribute extra food and water, our population should start growing a fair bit faster, and that is worthwhile. Here comes, it looks like 4 more people, which I'm pretty sure each one of these represents 2, so this could be 8 more people. And that's honestly especially valuable to me because I think what I'm finding in this game so far is that my primary bottleneck is not resources, it's really going to be people. Get that up there so that we can advance to the next level so I can take advantage of all the higher levels of tech. That's the big thing I care about. So honestly, as much as it may suck to just give away lots and lots of free food, if it means extra free folks, super duper worth it. Oh good, another sandstorm's coming in. Well, that's going to mess a few things up. Yeah, we're going to accept you guys, and sure enough, that was 8 extra people. Beautiful. I'm going to try building the watchtowers. Maybe this is a way of doing something. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it said we need, like, this extra foods and stuff that we don't have. But I've never really checked to see if this is, like, has to be a special produced type of food, or if it's something I can just send normally. So let's give this a go since I have extra people to spare. Oh, I haven't actually sent anybody here yet. Hang on. Do this. Send 2 people. Productivity goes up. Okay. Region effects, analyze region. It says immigration effect, which is kind of the reason I want to do this. Because I'm hoping that this means, by doing this, we are going to be increasing our immigration. That's certainly what it implies. Oh, wow. Okay, yes, this has an effect. Holy crud. Okay, so attraction has jumped up. We're now at 60. Good. It is the outer awareness that is kicking it up so much extra. Yeah, okay, right. Watchtowers, worth it. You should be doing that everywhere. All right, we're learning stuff. Okay, population's up to 80, and yep, 1 more watchtower, now we're up to 83. Oh gosh, yeah. Yep, I should have done this sooner. That's lesson learned. The smoke thickness, a disaster in the distance. The air is burning our throats, the sky is reddening. We need to remain calm. Yeah, yes, that would be the thing to do. Hello? Is there a follow-on event? Because that seems alarming. Whoa. Yep, okay, hang on. Embers falling from the sky. Please tell me there wasn't like a volcano or something. Or is this another solar flare? Probably not, but that would be interesting. More strangers join. Holy crud, 14 and 14. All right, the immigration thing worked. What is this? Strange lights above, an unfamiliar skyline. Chief, it's just like the stories of the first day. Even the night seems to be losing its darkness. For a few days now, the sun has been shining brighter and stronger. Today is the 7th day of these events, and if our guesses and stories are correct, we're about to experience the same scenario again. There's nothing to do but watch. Oh, it is another solar flare. Oh, okay. First time we've had anything close to a cutscene in this game. Whoa! Okay. Yeah, that's spoopy. So this is apparently a bad omen. Right, we saw with our own eyes. Half a century later, the same disaster is upon us again. We're not as fragile as the modern world, but we're sure it will bring nothing but harm. Right, well, important thing is we've started a new cycle. Cycle 4, moving forward. Cool, we have access to farms, residences, storehouses, guardhouses. Why would I need a guardhouse? I don't know. Smelter, maintenance buildings, and water pumps. Okay. Well, let's go to our research and see what else we can do here. So I guess getting better houses and stuff would be tempting. That said, expansion with the guardhouse. That is a need for people, I believe. They want to have security and stuff, right? So that could be a thing. Let's see, enforce durability, get tin. Switches and circuits for the water pump. I think we should probably go ahead and get the divided layers so we can get better residences, but we also need to have stable routes first. So, all right, that's research number 1. With our population growing as aggressively as it has been, I do feel like we need to go ahead and get ourselves some extra food production. So we'll get a gathering hut for some mushrooms, plus probably some fish, and then, honestly, maybe yet another soup kitchen. Which feels weird. I already feel like I have a bunch of these dang things, but yeah, that might be what we need. How's our water consumption? Nope, we're still consuming more water than I can deal with at the moment. Alright, so I can place down some more wells, but there's not that many sources remaining that I can keep pulling from. At some point very, very soon, I think we're going to have to start using some of the explored territory and find a way to bring that water back home. So, for example, in the Highlands, over here, right, there was the structures we can get things like wells, woodcutters, and so on. I think we need to go ahead and get a well built up. But I need the expansion tech first. Alrighty, fair enough. So there's the maintenance building. Let's go ahead and work on expansion then, so we can see if we can start stealing some regions. And then we have new demands from our people, because of course we do. We've come a long way. Our need for different infrastructure for diversified needs and production chains is increasing rapidly. Build a maintenance building and assign a workforce to manage the priority of construction activities throughout the city. Sure, so now we can have dedicated builders is kind of what it sounds like. But this is going to take glass before we can do anything with this. Wait a minute. I'm not allowed to research the tech that gives me glass until I've gotten the stable roots, but I'm not allowed to build the thing from stable roots until I've got the glass. Aye! We also have a guest who's arrived. Carla, excuse my haste, come from a long way. I need your help. I have a village of 20 people and our water wells have run dry. Take a breath and rest. What are you asking for? You're going to ask for some water and meals and tools. I can provide all of those things. That's not a big deal. There's the expansion tech. All right, now let's go ahead and work on divided layers so I can start working on said glass. And then, can I go to, how about the seaside then? Would that work? We can build a well. All right. Something is approaching. I can hear growling. They only come from a machine. Could our ears be deceiving us? Let's find out what's going on. There is a ship! Who the heck has a battle cruiser on this freaking planet? Wasn't that destroyed in the solar flare too? Apparently not. Okay, that could either be really good or really bad for us. A vital suggestion. We have a proposal. I am listening. Form envoys and send them in different directions, and hopefully we discover communities who are unaware and are willing to join us. Sure, spread the message of hope. More immigration can only be good, right? The Confederation of Autonomous City-States. Senior Colonel J. Hamilton, commander of the 13th Squadron. I demand a meeting. Yeah, okay. Chief, Captain, or Mayor, I hope you don't call yourself General or Governor. I see your whole village getting worked up over my arrival. The beautiful machine that carried me here is the TMS Horror. Great name for a ship, definitely instills calm. Despite being a century old, it is still fully functional. Series of unfortunate events, we've had engine issues and so on. Okay, at least you didn't suffer any major losses. I would like to stay and offer diplomatic relations if you were more advanced, but you seem to be a bunch of stragglers. Alright, well, let's see. We will need to replenish our stock of supplies. Normally, a Confederate officer would not condescend to ask from anything, but today we will. Okay, so we can provide some iron, some tools, some meat, and we don't have any vegetables. For 10 days, labor theft. So morale and workforce goes down. I could say, I don't really see any reason to help you since we don't know anything about you. Or, get the frick out. Right. Okay, we will provide assistance, but this is going to be rough. So we need to start producing some vegetables. Yes? Let's get over here and stop for a moment with this whole herbs nonsense, and let's start getting ourselves some vegetables. We should be able to meet their needs pretty quickly. And is this basically like paying tribute and stuff to another foreign power? Yeah, kind of. But is it worth it to make sure we don't get obliterated? Also, yeah, kind of. Another event, interpreting the lights. This is about our future. We're sure it was a solar flare. We don't have much to lose right now, but this will determine the fate of future generations if we think our technological assets are too primitive to be affected by a solar storm. But we don't know what its impact will be on the planet, the climate, the atmospheric structures, and so on. Earth itself may become increasingly out of balance. Alright, assemble a task force, carry out these duties, give them the necessary time and equipment to observe our environment, and find out what the heck is going on. Oh, this is increasingly starting to feel very Frostpunkish, which I like. This is going to be a 2-year task and will occasionally require participation of knowledgeable people from all fields of work. The entire community must be involved. Produce lumber, iron, glass, and bronze. Sure, okay. Well, we could get insulated furnaces. That would let us learn how to get some bronze up and running, because that's the only thing I currently don't know what to do with. And I think I need to get myself another pit if I want to get sand, which is a little bit bizarre, because I feel like I should be able to get sand from the coastline, you know what I mean? But maybe not. All right, well, let's set up over, I guess, in this general area. It doesn't seem to matter tons where you do this. Can I set up a pit anywhere, actually, now that I think about it? Is that a thing? Can I just place it anywhere I want? Heck, let's just go ahead and try. I don't know. I assumed that this needed to go around all the minerals, but maybe it doesn't. Yep, sure enough. It looks like I can actually just create a pit. Well, dang. I wish I had realized that before, but that is completely okay. What else do we need to do? Is it at the kiln that we can make glass? It is. All right, so we need to get another kiln. And I'll go ahead and place one over here, I guess. Starting to really run through a lot of our food all of a sudden here, too, by the way. Yeah, that huge hit to our work time and our morale is double whammying me in a big way. Wow, my food is plummeting. We should go ahead and learn about how to make, like, farms and stuff. I could see that being important. And as much as I hate to reduce morale further, I think we do need to pull back a fair bit on things like our food and our water. That does suck. I'm also using up my tools way faster than I'm able to handle. Clothes we can mostly handle, but yeah, morale's about to take a big drop. Another cycle's already been reached. Holy crap, I wasn't even shooting for that one. Hold on. Metalworks, pub, cemetery, kitchen, infirmary, distillery, general workshop, and a coal generator. Okay, a use for coal. That's going to be great. And a time to modernize. The volume and variety of our needs will likewise expand. There can be no further progress without more potent energy sources. We're going to have to move on to things like static turbines and coal generators. So basically you're saying we've reached the age where I'm going to need a ridiculous amount of electricity. Good. I think I do still have a few extra people to spare. Let's go ahead and reopen this basic mine and start working on getting some copper. And we can actually send a couple of craftsmen to make this more efficient. Oh, we haven't analyzed these deposits. Oh, I didn't know how the mines work. Okay, this makes sense. If you actually want to be able to get anything from them, we first have to do some analysis. Well, we did just analyze one vein and found, indeed, the copper ore, which is exactly what I was looking for. Now we're producing about 20 per day. How's our food looking? Still not great, amazingly. Towards a better life, a new frontier. We should take care to preserve our momentum. Our revolutionary progress in energy production has paved the way for new products we theorized but never attempted to produce before. Okay, so we need special medicines and other enrichments, develop earned rights and pressurized systems, produce drinks and medicine, daily distribution through taverns and infirmaries, and observe the successful distribution. Everyone would like this. Fully agree. I feel like this is being thrust on me pretty quickly, though. I'm getting out of my depth. And did we ever find out if I could get some of that water? Hold on. So we built something over here down by the shoreline. We cannot assign more things. How about our water production? What's happening? Okay, we actually are getting a lot of water all of a sudden. I'm inclined to think that the well is actually producing something for me, even if maybe I'm not requiring people to bring it back. Maybe it's like a hidden aqueduct or something. You know, the water just kind of transfers down here, and I wasn't expecting it. We can't actually see the effects specifically right here. Well, daily water, 38. It's not a lot, is it? We could boost up our food production a little bit, too. If we can get region improvement, I'll be able to build roads and stuff, and that actually increases the daily production of all of these things. Got it. What would it take to start upgrading some residences, by the way? If we want to upgrade to the next tier, we need glass and wires. Wires. So we need switches and circuits. That means I'm going to need some copper bars, which means I can go to the forge and say, stop making iron, start producing some copper. But of course, copper is not going to be the same as the bronze that the ship is demanding from me. For that, I imagine I need tin. And a building's on fire! Oh, God! Hold on. Full response. Go, 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 go! Use the water up. I don't even care. Save the lumber mill. Ongoing fire, 6 days, minus 25 efficiency. Really? No. Hold on. It's going to take 6 days to put out the fire? Wow. We're down to 30 efficiency on so many of these things, and my workforce isn't even good here because of the labor theft. This is absolutely obliterating me. This whole take care of a ship that I don't even like. Wow. Well, let's go ahead and learn about circuits and switches and so on. Which, yeah, that could lead to a water pump and also wire. I don't know what wire is going to be made from, but I'll bet you it's a whole load of copper. You know, I was feeling pretty good about our situation starting off with this video. We were pretty much capped out on a lot of resources, and I thought we couldn't be stopped, but no, it turns out all it takes is a pretty big drop in morale and efficiency, and everything quickly starts falling apart. And we're also getting spread thin across many new production chains that we've developed in this particular video. So, yeah, we're getting spread thin, and things are looking more and more precarious, but we can find our footing. I have confidence that we can. Once again, thank you to Daedalic Entertainment for sponsoring today's video. I'm having fun with the extra challenge. If you guys want to learn more about the game, of course, there will be that link in the description down below, and I remind you that a new cycle is going to enter early access starting tomorrow on January 18th. So, of course, be sure to check that out. Otherwise, I'd ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.